So, lots of questions about next week.
Yeah. I mean, not too much, but it's just like, especially with this one, you know. And I mean, like soloing till there, I think it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just curious about like this part, you know, especially with a lot of chord changes.
Oh, okay, yeah. You asked me about that at rehearsal.
Yeah.
So thanks for reminding me about that. So one thing we can do when we see rapid chord changes, there's two immediate things we can do. One is to what I call generalize. So we're in the key of F. Most of these chords belong to the key of F. So G minor is the 2 chord.
Yeah.
A minor is the 3 chord. B flat's the 4 chord. The only exception would be this B diminished.
Yeah.
And then the C7 sus C7, those also belong to F. So as the chords move, we can play melodic ideas in the key of F.
Okay. Yeah, so you won't approach it as, oh, this is just when you play the what's that, major scale, and then this is a Dorian scale. It's not like that, right?
Well, it ends up being the same thing.
Okay.
If you think about it, it's sort of what maybe what he talked about a little bit in the workshop, where we just apply. In this case, we're in the key of F, so it's not all white keys, but it's mostly white keys, right? And so we have those 7 notes available to us to play through all these chords. If we look at the G minor 7, we can say, well, that's Dorian. And so that's like an F major scale from G to G. If we look at the A minor 7, we can say, well, that's Phrygian.
Yeah.
That's the F major scale from A to A. And then we look at the B flat chord, and we say, well, that's the Lydian chord. And that's the same scale. So at that point, we go, well, these are all the same scale. So that's one approach. Another would be to create a sequence. Another really immediate, obvious approach would be to create a sequence of ideas that moves up along with the scales, along with the chords, I mean. So play a short melodic idea and just move it with the chords. So that would be something like, I'll go over here and you can hear what I'm talking about. So that could sound like this. And then if I was the one I talked about before, where we played a general idea.
What's up, Maestro?
Hey, how you doing?
Sorry, I just got your text.
Oh, that's cool.
Can I grab this?
Sure. You want me to help you? So yeah, again, like if we're doing like G minor. Or I can follow the chords.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's easier to think like that because I feel like it's a little bit scarier if you have think about like all the different modes or within that, you know. But because they're still within that key, so it doesn't really matter.
I think if we have time to sit down and analyze it, we can sit there and go, and it's good, and we need to know what those modes are, right? But this is kind of by looking at a chart like this, I'm kind of doing a dirty analysis where I go, oh, well, this is just all from the key of F. For instance, this.
With A major 7 is not though, right?
No, this is not from the key of F, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there is one major scale we can apply to all of these chords.
A major scale.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe it might be. Have you ever done this where we looked at building these seventh chords from a major scale? So, for instance, we could take an A major 7. Let's go back over here. If you play an A major 7. Yeah. So those are built off of the notes from an A major scale, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the So we just keep going up the major scale. That one doesn't sound correct.
Oh, no, that okay. Sorry.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Right. That would be. This doesn't stick with the whole movement up, but it does the first 5 chords.
The first 5, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So. And then, so let's name those chord qualities. The one chord is major 7. Yep. Mm-hmm. And the 2 chords.
Minor 7.
Yep. 3
minor
chords.
7. Major 7.
Right.
Dominant 7.
Mm-hmm.
Minor 7.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one more.
And then the diminish.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, we would have what they call half diminish.
Half diminish.
Yeah.
And then back to.
Mm-hmm. And so that sequence of chord qualities is true for every major scale.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So in looking at a tune like any standard or jazz tune, oftentimes I can see this pattern, and then I will know, oh, I don't have to worry about anything except playing in the key of A major for these 2.5 measures, because they're all the same.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that, but
it's
so straightforward.
Well, it doesn't appear until you get used to recognizing chord patterns, right?
Yeah.
Like the first thing we did was we went through and found all the 2 5s.
Yes.
And so that's sort of the same idea. When we see a 2 5, then we know that's a very strong cadence within a key.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, right here we have G minor C7.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cadence in the key of F. So when we see that, we know at least for these 2 chords, we're in the key of F.
Mm-hmm.
This 2 5
leading to A.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But this 2 5 is altered. We have a B minor 7 flat 5 and E7.
Mm-hmm.
So that.
Oh, it's supposed to be A minor, right?
Well, yeah. It's deceptive, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's telling us we're going to A minor. We're expecting to hear.
Yeah.
Right. Instead, we're surprised.
Yeah.
By a major. Which is, it's good composing to have surprises like that.
Yeah.
So, is that kind of help?
Yeah.
So as we go, we'll look for, as we keep studying these tunes, we'll look for these patterns. Another very common pattern we'll see is in this tune too, and that's the 1 6 2 5 pattern.
Okay. Yeah.
We call that a turnaround. Because it doesn't go anywhere. You're simply standing in place, turning around, and then you're still in the same place.
Yeah.
Because you just go F, D, G, C, and you're back at F.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
it's a way to add harmonic motion without changing what the composer intended. So it's possible that the original version of this, you could just have an F chord for the first 4 measures, and it's possible that a jazz musician came along and said, well, that's not enough harmonic motion for jazz, and so we'll just do a 1-6-2-5. Doesn't change anything about the composition.
Yeah.
But it adds more harmonic motion.
Okay.
So these type of patterns, as we encounter them, you'll start to recognize them as being similar to something you've seen before.
Yeah.
And then, it'll make more sense.
And so maybe this is the only kind of a surprise chord here, the B flat minor, because it's just kind of
Right.
Oh, okay. Can you say this is a borrowed chord?
Yes.
Okay.
What's it borrowed from?
The 4th degree, right? B flat. It should be B flat major, right? Now it turned into a minor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's borrowed from the
parallel minor.
Yeah, we learned that. Did you take traditional music theory?
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay. Playing in church, you might see that chord a lot. It's like, I call it the subdominant minor.
Subdominant minor.
Yeah.
Okay.
F major. Churchy kind of thing.
Yeah, like the ending of the song. Okay.
So, and then to me, this chord is a surprise. B minor 7 flat 5 as well.
Yeah.
What are we expecting? This is a 2-5, right? C minor 7, the F7.
This should be D minor. No. Oh. No, B flat.
Yeah.
Sorry,
B flat major, right?
B flat major. Yeah.
But instead we play
B
minor 7 flat 5. So how does that work? Let's see. So this chord should be, I mean, we're expecting to hear.
Yeah.
But it's off by 1 note. So these 3 notes are still the same. It's just changing that 1 note. And it happens to be the root. Which makes it more.
And then there's another 2-5-1 after, so it's kind of just like waiting for
exactly.
this one. Yeah.